Hey guys, welcome back to the course. In the last video, we had work on this generate image API controller, where we had seen that after generating the image, storing that image to the image collections, like image model collection, this collections, and we had also seen that whatever the image we are generating it out, it was storing in the database as well, along with the prompt and the image URL. All right. So this is all. Let me summarize this stuff quickly before starting creating a new API. So let me summarize quickly all the things. So we had created a one Node.js project by initializing npm init-y, and after that we had created this index.js file required.env.config. Express, we had created a fresh Express server. We had written a logic to connect our MongoDB database. We had written a function called this db.js connect db mongoose.connect, and in the index.js we are just calling this database connection function name. After that we had created one route API apps.use/API, name as the image routes, and inside the image routes we had defined all the endpoints like generate image, and after this inside this route we are calling a controller called generate image controller. Inside this generate image controller, first we are importing the together SDK. After that we are generating an image with the Black Forest Labs Flux model, which is a totally free. Okay, and we are passing a width, height, and all the parameters. Okay, and we are getting the data as a base64 format from this together response. Once we get the response, we are uploading this image to the Supabase storage, and from there we are typing a image URL. So if you go to this function upload base64 to image, we are generating one unique file name, and using this base64 data we are creating a buffer file, and this buffer we are passing to the Supabase to generate to store on the Supabase. And once we upload this image to the Supabase, we are generating one image URL, and we are getting back to this function. Once we get the image URL, we are creating one entry, or we are creating one row in the database in the images table, and by calling this function image model.create. There we are passing prompt and the image URL. All right. Now moving to the next stuff, which I had already discussed in the last video, but again I'm going to discuss that. So we have completed this API, generate API. So whenever user click on this, we will be calling this API generate image, and it will generate an image. So if I again generate an image for today, generate an image of what? Of who's your Superman? Let's I'm gonna write generate an image of Elon Musk, for example, and let's click on send. Okay, so I just hit this API. So you will see that this API. So whenever you will type something and click on generate, this is the API which we are going to use to generate the image. Okay, and once we generate the image, the next parameter, okay, generate image validation failed, image URL path image URL required. Okay, something is wrong happened right now. I think something is really wrong happened. Maybe some error has become type error fetch failed. Okay, so it's like connection timeout error is coming up. So we are using this together API. Maybe it's right now it's slow, that's why it's not returning this. Okay, so what is the catch now? We are using this free model, right? And sometimes it's the response quite a bit slow. Sometimes it's fast, like in the last test it was coming up very quickly. So that's not a big deal. We will be like we can use a pad model as well. So yeah. Okay, moving back to the topic. Okay, so here we had created this generate API. Okay, and the next thing is that which we have to start working on this discover model API. Okay, this is the discover model API which we have to start working on this. Okay, so for that, whatever the data we have, whatever the documents we have created, we have to access that. We have to write API that will get the data from there and just show it up. Okay, but before that there's one catch. What is happening? It's like coming response is not coming up. If I just show you quickly what is happening now, if I just console the response here, so you will see that. Okay, and you see that what is the error message coming? Generate image validation failed, image URL is required. Okay, and we are passing this image URL, but we are not getting the image URL. That's a catch, right? So let's check it out how we can figure it out. So I just added, like, what is happening now, the image is not generating from this together model. Okay, so we're gonna use a pad one for now. Let's again generate, let's hit this API again, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the same error. So what we can do right now for the testing purpose, we're gonna use a different model. Okay, this pad one, Flux 1.1 Pro model. So I'm gonna use that model, and for now I'm gonna just comment that line of code and it will sort our problem. Okay, now let's check it out. And you can see that image URL is not generating, and if I console the characters, so we are getting this base64 image URL. Oh, this is generating. Something is really weird happening. Okay, let's go to this upload base64 to image. Maybe this is not uploading the image in the right way. That is the causing error. Okay, you can see that we are getting the response.data, and we are uploading it as well, but we are not returning the image URL, right? So type error fetch failed, type error fetch failed, and this error is coming up. Okay, let's do one thing. I'm gonna just remove this try catch block for now to have a better error, and after this I'm also gonna remove this URL try block, and let's understand this, what is happening. We are generating a file buffer and we are returning the base URL, which is crazy. All right, now let's go back to the image controller, and here we are passing this base64 image. So here in the bottom I'm going to just console this to see the response. Okay, and image URL, I think it's correct. Let's check it out. Image URL, yeah, there is no typo. I'm pretty sure there is no typo, and we can also console this image URL to understand what image we are exactly getting. Okay, and here we have consoling the response. I'm gonna just console this base64 image for now, and again let me hit this endpoint. Okay, now I'm hitting this endpoint again, and we will like get the response quickly. Let's wait. I was not supposed to debug this because I was just focusing on to creating a new endpoint. Okay, so we get the buffer64 format, and after this let's wait to upload the file to the Supabase as well. So db connect, oh, that's it. I got it. So what is happening now? What is happening? Let me teach you guys what is happening. Let me run the again server. So you can see that npm run dev server is running on port, but our db has not been connected, which is causing the error. Exactly. So you can see that we are calling this function connect db, but our database has not connected successfully yet. You can see that server is running on port 8080, but it's not connected to the database. Why? I'm asking why. Maybe I'm changed my Wi-Fi, that is the could be reason, but I had make this project as a white, let's go to the network access. Okay, on the database it should be like connected. I don't know why it's not connecting. Maybe I'm using a different my hotspot. That could be the reason. My Wi-Fi has been changed. So let's debug it out. Okay. Maybe my internet is slow. Okay, no problem. So what is happening now? I'm pretty sure everything is correct. Our MongoDB database is not connecting. Okay, and we are not also getting the error right now. So we are just figuring it out. Okay, but you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys were not getting this error. So let's do Google. Okay, meanwhile we'll look into that later. So like in the last video, everything was correct, working perfectly. So we're gonna ignore this all this shit, and let's go back to our image routes. Sorry for the time waste, but yeah, that's also good learning. Meanwhile, go to the login, and here we're gonna create another API name as a what. We're gonna, whenever the user come to the discover page, we have to show image, right? So for that we're gonna create one endpoint name as a discover image. Okay, and it will be router.get endpoint discover image. And after that, let's go to the controller, and inside this controller we're gonna create one controller. Okay, so let's create one controller quickly. Let's collapse this generate image controller. Okay, meanwhile let's go to the browser as well, and you can see that I'm gonna just delete this API, delete this request, and I'm gonna add a new IP address, add current IP address, confirm. You'll be only connected to the list of IP address. Okay, and let's go to the database access as well. Perfect. I think everything's looking good to me. Okay, now it's connected successfully. You can see that. Let me show you again. npm run dev. Okay, server is running on port 8080. Okay, Bro, please connect to database. Why you're doing like fool things? Okay, I don't know why it's not behaving very weird, but yeah, sometimes it should be connected, but now I don't. Maybe I changed my Wi-Fi. That is the causing the error. But let's create a new API, like new controller. Name it a get images. Okay, now it's connected. DB has been connected successfully. And let me show you one thing quickly. So now you can see that our server is running on port 8080. Okay, but why DB connection is taking longer time today? Okay, let's create our API const get images, and it will be async function, and we're gonna call this as a request response. All right, and inside this we're gonna just send we're gonna have a try catch block like this, and whenever user hits something, we're gonna send a return response dot status of 200, and we're gonna send a JSON something like this, and we're gonna send something message for now, get images, something like that. And if there is any error come up, so we're gonna send return response dot status of what 500 dot JSON, and we're gonna tell that, bro, there's error, and error will be what error dot message. Awesome. Now to test this API is really working or not, what we have to do, okay, there's some error request response duplicate parameter name not allowed. Oh, that's weird totally. We are returning return response dot status try catch block. Oh really, duplicate param. My bad. Why I'm doing a lot of mistake right now? It should be request. Why I'm return response? Exactly, why? Okay, no problem. So we had created this controller get images. It's a arrow function, async request response. We are returning response to the status of 200 message, and if there is error come up, so we are sending this error as well. All right, now after this we're gonna export this controller. Get images, and I'm gonna copy this controller name. Let's go back to the route, and we're gonna import this controller. All right, and we're gonna call this controller inside this endpoint router.get discover image. Okay, now let's go to the postman. Let's click on new, and let's click on http request http. Okay, let's check it out. Click on this, and we're gonna update this name. What is the name of endpoint? That is called discover image. So let's copy this discover image. Okay, and now let's paste it here. Okay, now click on send. Once we click on send, we are getting the response message get images. Okay, and why I'm asking why this is not behaving, like why this is totally like why my API, like why my data is not connecting successfully. I'm just deleting my IP address access, and I'm gonna add an IP address, and we're gonna make this allow access from anywhere and confirm. Okay, now DB has been connected successfully. We are getting that. Maybe our server is slow, that's why for now it's behaving weird. Okay, now inside this we have to write logic inside the logic to get the images. Okay, so for that we're gonna write one code that is called const images. Okay, we're gonna also write this along with the pagination. So what is gonna happen now? Pagination means if the user requests for the first time, let me give you example. We're gonna write this controller along with the pagination logic. Let's suppose first, once the user come on this page, we will retrieve only 10 images. Okay, and once the user go to this bottom, then I will retrieve more next 10 images. All right, so this is how we're gonna work on this. So for that, what we have to do, first we will take the pages from the user. Const page, what is the page number? So we're gonna write parse int. Okay, so whatever the page user is passing, request.query.page. Okay, if the user is providing the page, then we will take that page number, else by default we make the page number 1. Okay, and after that we're gonna have a limit, const limit, and we're gonna also take the limit, like if user wants to send a custom limit, like maybe he wants 10 20 data, 5 data, so he can also pass inside this query request.query.limit. Okay, and otherwise we can take it manually as a 10 images. Okay, like 10 will be images. After that we will fetch a total images. Const total images is equal to await image model. Okay, we will import image model dot count documents. We'll count all the documents, how many documents exist in the database. Okay, after that we will write const images await image model dot find. We will find all the documents, and there we will skip what? Page -1. Okay, and page -1, and inside page -1 like this we will skip how many documents. Let me explain you. We'll explain you how we are doing the calculation as well. Skip is equal to page -1 into limit like this. Okay, so we are finding all the images. Okay, let's suppose if user is on the page number 1. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are telling that okay, if user is on the page number 1. Okay, let me copy the limit. If user is on the page number 1, so what we are doing here, bro, you have to not skip any items. Okay, and after that we're gonna add a limit of what? Limit of we're gonna pass the limit as a limit. Okay, so whatever the limit we had defined, and we're gonna sort the item by most recent one. Like the most recent item will become on the top. Created at is equal to -1. Okay, this is how. Okay, let me explain you once more. If I explain you, so let's suppose page number user is on the page number 1 and the limit is 10. Okay, limit is 10. So if the user requests for the first time, so what we're telling here, bro, you have to find all the images. It will find all the image. Then you have to skip what? Page -1 will become 0. You have to skip 0 items, and you have to only fetch the 10 latest items. Like sort by created, it means that it will fetch the only 10 items. Now let's take an example of page number 2. If user is on the page number 2, so what is going to happen? We pass the limit as a 10. Okay, so what will happen? 2 minus 1 will become 1. Okay, we will get the pages 1, and 1 into 10 10. Okay, we were finding all the images. We are telling that, bro, please skip the 10 image. Okay, so it will start from the 11, and the limit, it will be only return 10 images. Okay, so again it will return the image from 11 to 20 and the latest one. That's all. I hope this is making a lot of sense to you guys. You have to just do a try run kind of, and that's all work. Okay, and after that we're gonna return this. We're gonna return we're gonna return something like const data. Okay, and we're gonna return what? The first of stuff is called images, and we also return a total pages. Okay, math dot seal. Okay, inside this we'll pass total images slash page. Okay, like not page, it will be limit. So let's suppose if total images is like 100, so how many total pages is gonna be there? Almost there. Like 100 divided by 10 will become 10 pages. Okay, and the next parameter is called what is the current page. Okay, so how we can get the current page? So whatever the user like on which page is the current user is right now, so we get the user from there. Like current page is equal to page, whatever the user is passing the page, that will be a current page, and we're gonna pass this data object to the response. That's all. Okay, that's all. Okay, let me explain you once more, guys, what we are doing here. We want get image controller along with the pagination. So what is understand by paginations? So let's suppose if you go to the YouTube or any website or Instagram, once you like initially when you come to the website or app, so first it will retrieve a limited number, like maybe 10 20 data for the first time, and once you scroll to the bottom, we'll make another API call, and it will bring the data. It will bring the data. If it will bring the new data. All right, so this is the thing. This is how we achieve the pagination. Why we do pagination? Because if let's suppose if we have a lakhs of documents or thousands of documents in the database, so if we're retrieving that data in a first go, it will become hard. Exactly right, it will become hard kind of. It will take a lot of time from the database, because you are retrieving almost 1,000 data or lakhs of data. So that's why it comes in the picture pagination, that you have to only fetch the data which we want to do so on display for now, and once user reach to the last items, like maybe 8 item 9 item, then fetch the new data and show the user. So it will be a robust kind of. Okay, so we had created this console. So first we are getting the page, we are asking the limit, we are counting total image, and we are finding the latest 10 items by skipping these logics, and we are just returning this data. All right, now let's go to the postman, and we have to pass. This is the like optional, like you have to pass page and limit. This is the optional. So if I just hit this endpoint, so you can see that we are getting an images object like this. Total pages will be in current pages. Like now current, we have total pages like almost what do you call, we have only one pages, but if you can also pass in the parameters page and limit. Like if I wanted to pass page will be like 2 and the limit will be what, limit, you can pass the limit as well, maybe a limit of 10, 20, whatever you want, you can pass it, but at least the data should be there on the database as well. Okay, now you can see that on the page number 2 we don't have any data. All right, so if I pass the page number 1, so I will get the data. So I pass the page number 1 and click on send. So you can see that we are getting the data. Now let's go back to the here and let's generate an image. Let's go to the discover image. Let's generate an image of Elon Musk again, and we click on sending request, and it will gonna generate one image quickly for us. Let's check it out. Oh, it's still like having some error. I think it's not a like, it's still like fetch failed. Why? Fetch failed. And if you try to understand this error, why this is error is coming up, error fetch failed, which is a totally weird error for me. But we're gonna figure it out quickly, so you guys don't have to think a lot. All right, so yeah, that's all in this video, guys. And you guys, like, if it's image is not generating, so you guys can use any pad model, but it's generating the image for me. I think I'm doing some mistake from my side, so we'll let you know in the next video. So yeah, and also so far we had completed this get image controller get image API along with paginations. Okay, in the next video we are going to deploy this. In the next video we're gonna deploy this backend server to the Vercel for the free, and we also gonna see that how to use Git. So yeah, like we are done with the server stuff, and that's all in this video, guys. And if you guys have any question, just let me know. And if you're also guys facing this issue, just let me know. We will resolve in the next video, and we'll let you know why this bad error is coming up. And then the last request that please visit zerodegree-coder.in and buy a one course at least to support me. All right, so yeah, that's all guys in this video, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.